Welcome to the Unit 7 test on equations and inequalities, and these are the test corrections. So the first question is asking us to place a check mark in the appropriate boxes. Some problems may have more than one check. So what we're going to do for this one, contains numbers. Let's see here. Expressions contain numbers, equations contain numbers, and so do inequalities. They also can contain variables and other operations. This problem here is an inequality since it has the inequality sign. Contains an equal sign. Definitely equation. I did accept if people selected inequality and made a note that, equal to is also part of that, but mainly I was looking for equation. Like an unbalanced scale, this is an inequality because it's going to tilt one way or the other. And then this problem here is an expression since there is no equal sign or inequality sign. Next one says circle the values that provide a solution or solutions to the given equation or inequality. So for the equation, I decided to solve for the variable. So I added 3 to both sides. That cancels out. M has got to equal 16. And so that makes this the choice. And of course, when I run that back in the check, it fits. Number 7 is 4x is greater than or equal to 20. And again, for this problem, I solved by isolating the variable. You could have also plugged in each of these numbers. So I'm going to divide by 4 on both sides. That cancels this side out, leaves me with x is greater than or equal to 5. So that means that any of these answers that are bigger than or equal to 5 will work. So that means 6 and 9 both work. And when I plug those back in, 6 times 4 is 24, it's bigger than 20. And 9 times 4 is 36, and that's bigger than 20. 2 times 4 is 8, that is not bigger than 20. And 4 times 4 is 16, that's not bigger either. For this one, 505 is less than 3g plus 1. And if you already thinking, you're like, oh, is there a typo? No, it's not a typo. 3 times 3 is 9 plus 1 is 10. That doesn't work. 4 times 3 is 12 plus 1 is 13. Does not work. 5 times 3 is 15. 16 doesn't work. And 18 plus 1 is 19. Does not work. So none of these are values that work. Okay? That doesn't mean there aren't solutions, just none of these will work. So for this one, we are solving and we are graphing. So first step is to simplify when we can. So we cancel out x is equal to 5. So that means on my number line, I'm going to put a closed circle because the data point marks 5. And I don't have any left or right because we're just speaking about one data point with equations. This one, however, is an inequality, so we're going to have multiple solutions. So I'm going to again isolate my variable by doing the inverse operation. So that's w is less than or equal to 15. So that means that on my number line, I need to make a open circle because my value is not 15, it's everything less than 15. So I'm going to number that, and then I'm going to go to my left because I want numbers that are smaller. And again, fill in your arrow. Over here we have k over 5 equals 3 plus 7. So simplify first. And then to do the inverse of, or the reciprocal of 1 over 5, it's 5 over 1. So I'm going to multiply by 5 over 1 on both sides. And 5 times k, and I'm doing the whole thing, is 5k. 1 times 5 is 5. So that cancels that side out because 5 divided by 5 is just 1k. And then over here, I have 10 times 5 is 50. And 1 times 1 is 1, so it's just 50. So again, this is an equation. There's only one solution, so it's going to be a solid circle for one solution. It has nothing to do with negative and positive. It has to do with whether it's a solution or not. So 50 is our solution. And our final one is 15 plus 15 is 30. and 5b plus 1b is 6b. I need to isolate my variable. So I have to do the inverse of multiplication, which is division. So I divide by 6 on both sides. And that leaves me with 30 divided by 6 is 5. And b comes down. So that means b is less than or equal to 5. So this is going to be a closed circle because we're dealing with 5 is a solution and everything smaller than 5 is also a solution. Okay, so that's it for those. Number 13, we're reading the scenario and writing an equation or inequality to represent it. The speed limit is 55 miles per hour. So what the cops want you to think is that the speed limit is 55. Typically is equal to. However, real life, people go above and below that, but typically we're looking for the speed to be less than or equal to 55. Anything above 55, you can get a speeding ticket. Next one, the bus can fit no more than 34 people. So if we have the bus and we have 34 people, 35 can't fit, so that means that the sign's got to go this way, that less people. But it says no more than that, so 34 is included in this data set. So that means passengers, we can have 34 all the way down to no passengers, but no more than 34 people. And the last one is you drink at least 8 glasses of water per day. So I'm going to put a W in my 8, meaning you have to drink at least 8, which means W is greater than or equal to, so 8 is okay, 9 is better, 10 is even better than that. But less than 8 is not good. And that's for you too, you included. Drink more water. Graph the following inequalities on a number line. So this one is just graphing, so we don't have any solving to do. W is greater than 12. So our value cannot be 12, but it can be bigger than 12. So since it's not including 12, my circle's going to be open. And my values are going to be bigger, so they're going to go to the right. Okay. So 12, anything bigger than 12. Over here we have Z is less than or equal to 12, so that means that 12 is included in my data for this one. And then everything smaller is what is needed. Everything smaller. And my last one, the Evans family can fit no more than 25 people at their Thanksgiving dinner table. So this means that if we had a table, if we visualize drawing a table, you can fit 25 people, but you can't fit more than that. So my circle is going to be closed at 25, and my line will be going left because I can have less than that many family members, but more than that, and they're going to have to stand in the kitchen or eat at the kids' table, I guess. So that concludes our test corrections. If you have any questions, come see me during an appropriate time. Otherwise, good luck on your retest.